Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
There's been a lot of people claiming this. Well, guys. I think I have to go with my gut. I admit it's the first thing I thought of. I didn't bring it up for a couple episodes. I was wondering if this would ever happen. I don't remember if I ever asked Monokuma about it or mentioned it in an earlier episode, but I think Sakura killed Sakura.
Here's my answer.
As interesting as that is.
The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
I'm sorry, All.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because it really was a locked room. Piachi created the locked room in secret. He's already done that once. Well, kind of, something like that. Don't think he needs to do it anymore.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina?
I wondered
You
if she
did
was
it to
covering
throw off the investigation, didn't you?
to make it look like she didn't commit suicide.
When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were. You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it?
Of course it was. I mentioned that a while ago.
Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room, while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body.
Agreed.
The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death.
Even if it killed us all?
That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
We have to end this properly means we have to do one of these things again. Wonderful. So we slipped notes underneath. Okay, so we need Byakuya's note. That made sense. Byakuya? Hello? There you are. Okay. So Toto came in, and then she hid in the locker room. Or in the locker, rather. She was inside, she saw Sakura. And then Hiro came in and whacked her across the head with a bottle. Which had this piece in it, which also should have Monokuma on it, but it doesn't for some reason. And it was the one with the knight. Then he scribbled Toto's name. Yeah. There, and then he ran away. Toto was like, "Oh no! My name is in a magazine!" She also came out of the locker. And then she put it back on the shelf upside down. And then here, she took the bottle with the queen. And then hit her with it and got that. And then she took the pieces back with her. So Sakura was like, "Crap, I got messed up." And then... is that to say that she went to the chem lab? I guess this would be that. That made sense. We came in, her head was not covered in blood like that. That's wrong. And then we didn't see the poison on the ground because it was grabbed and pocketed by Aoi. And then we placed the protozyme X on the ground, and we called it a day.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
What? Tell me that is not her hiding in the locker. That is totally her hiding in the locker. What? Is that supposed to be her? See, that's poor. That's poor, because that looks like her going into the locker, though that's actually, I think, coming out of the locker. Which means now, this is her going into the locker, which I would have imagined was her coming out of the locker, just based on the way it looks. I think you're meant to swap those, but that's kind of unfortunate that those look so similar. Those should be differentiated somehow, I believe.
The killer is
if that's
you.
actually what happened here, those should be differentiated.
But one of them headed out a bit. She got there.
Yeah, I'm bothered by that.
She crawled into
Maybe
the
that's
locker
just
to
me
get out of
being
sight.
nitpicky, but that's really iffy.
Then,
Because it's so
from
easy to get
inside
those
the locker,
backwards.
She saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it.
A lot of people do things in this game without
He
thinking.
killed her. He hastily
Which is
began
concerning.
covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made
I'm still
one
salty
little
about the
mistake.
locker thing,
She put the magazine back upside down.
which allowed us to find it, interestingly.
Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon.
That it does.
But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide.
That's an
And that
interesting thing
same
to figure out.
someone
Is how did?
quietly
Oh,
snatched
I
the
know.
bottle of poison from off the ground.
Hopefully, she tells us without too much of a fight. Really? Really? What was it? They switched the bottle of poison? They switched with the bottle of poison and left on the rec room floor? How is that not it? I mean, I guess it's the same icon as that. So it's her taking it out of her pocket, I guess is the right thing. Well,
The killer
fair
is
enough. It's the same
you.
icon as the one next to it. So I should have noticed.
And that same...
There we go.
And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina.
Sorry.
That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to...
Don't underestimate me,
How
Byakuya.
were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Sorry, Byakuya. But not really that sorry. Well, that certainly was a roller coaster ride. Though, I feel kind of vindicated that, I mean, I was on the right track from the beginning. So, I'm not super upset about that. Everybody was very suspicious, though. And it was very odd how everybody was like, I killed her. No, I killed her. No, I killed her. That was a new one for me.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Monokuma
yeah.
was very silent
That's
this
right.
trial, too.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Well, we
What's
better
it
make
gonna
the right
be?
choice.
What's it gonna be?
I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. Because like I said in the elevator on the way down, there might be 5 of us. Or, well, it might be 6 of us, is what I meant to say. And what I meant by that is if Sakura killed herself, there would still probably be 6 of us remaining.
Okay.
Monokuma looks
My
very sad that he doesn't
entire
get to do an execution.
Existence!
What did you say? Come on. What are you thinking?
Don't be mean!
Same's true when you were claiming responsibility, Hiro.
You should have been the one to die! What?
What?
What is this?
That's how she knew. I should have thought of that. Yeah, that would have been the catalyst, wouldn't it? Sakura was definitely the kind to take all the responsibility upon herself.
No forgiveness! I can't forgive this!
Yeah. I understand that. I actually really, really understand that.
But...
Hina. They're friends.
But Aoi, she believed in us. She didn't do that for us all to die. I understand that it's very hard that she's gone. Especially that she was driven to do this by us, but didn't she do that to prevent exactly this from happening? I know it's cliched, Aoi, but think about it. What would she want? What?
I won't forgive you.
What did she want to accomplish by doing this? She didn't want to accomplish all of us dying, and she especially didn't want to accomplish you dying. And I can say that as a fact.
Hina. Hina.
Huh?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
Some protein.
Yeah, that sucks.
Please! Why?
That really sucks. Aoi.
Why?
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
Why? Why?
That's not what she would have wanted. That's not the point. No. She did not hate us. She called us all friends. Remember?